Hey, Sean. What time are you going to be home tonight?
I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, but how late? It's already 9.
How the hell should I know? I'm gonna be late, that's that.
You're working overtime, aren't you?
Yeah, if you know that, then can you leave me alone?
I'm just saying, you had to work overtime a lot lately. You've never had to work this much before. I mean, haven't you been working late pretty much every day these past few weeks?
If you wanna complain, do you mind saying it to my managers? It's the company's fault I have to work so much, not mine. I'm just doing my best to get my work done every day. There's a lot I've got to finish, and not enough people to help complete the work.
I'm not complaining. I just wanted to point out that you only come home to sleep and spend most of your time at the company. There are a lot of occasions when you say you're going to stay the night at the office and don't even come home.
Yeah, because I'm that busy. I don't have a choice. I've got deadlines to meet, unlike you. You have plenty of time on your hands. You can spend your free time however you like. But I'm too busy for that.
Why do you have to say it like that? I'm pretty busy with my own job too. I do all of the housework on my own, and I even have to go and see Dad to make sure he's doing okay. I'm visiting him every day to make sure he's eating properly and help him around the house.
You call that stuff you do a job? You work from home and just spend a couple of hours sitting at your laptop. It's different. Besides, nobody asked you to take care of him. You're just visiting him because you want to do it. Stop exaggerating and give me a break. You have it much easier than I do.
I never said that I wanted to take care of him. I'm going to see him because there isn't anyone else who can go and check up on him, and because he refuses to be put into a home. We can't just ignore the situation and leave him to rot.
Then why don't you just throw him into a care home? We don't need his permission. Just call someplace and ask them to pick him up.
He's old, but he's not senile. He won't ever agree to go to a care home. And he can stand up as long as he's got something to grab.
So what? The reality is that he needs help. And you say that you don't want to take care of him. You going to visit him is proof that he can manage on his own. You don't have to listen to what he says. He's not senile now. He'll forget that you were the one that pushed him into a home one day anyway. Just call a home up and have them collect him. It's not like you can fight back against them. He lost the right to choose when he got too old to take care of himself.
You know that he throws things when he gets upset about something, don't you? If I tell him that I want to put him in a home, he'll start wreaking havoc again. There's no way he'll agree to that. If you think that we should put him into a home, then could you come with me once and help me to convince him that that's the best option for him? You haven't done anything to help me with him so far, so the least you could do is help me with this.
I told you this before, but I'm not interested in taking care of him. You'll have to deal with him on your own. And if he's that much of a pain to deal with, then just leave him alone. If he refuses to go into a home, then you'll have to show him that he needs the help. He's just getting ahead of himself because you're spoiling him by going to help him every single day.
But we can't just leave him. That's pretty much neglect. His house will end up becoming a dump if I don't visit.
Once he understands that he needs help and that he can't get by without someone's support, he'll realize that going into a home is a good idea. He'll make all the preparations of his own accord. It's as simple as that.
Great. So you're not going to do anything. You're just going to brush everything under the carpet and leave me to clean it all up.
That's your main job, isn't it? You're in charge of all the chores and stuff, not me. I work and bring home the money, and you take care of the house. That's your job because that's all you can do. That's how it's been up until now, and nothing's going to change that.
Do you remember when we had a proper conversation? When you were actually listening to me?
What are you talking about? This is a proper conversation.
No, I mean, when did we last talk in person, face to face?
We're talking when I get home, aren't we?
But that's just me, one-sidedly talking to you and updating you on stuff. The only thing you say is go ahead and leave everything to me. You're never listening to a single word I say, are you?
I'm always listening to you.
It's already been 6 months.
What?
It's been 6 months since we had a last proper conversation.
So what? Couples can get by without talking. If anything, they get used to each other so they shouldn't need to talk as much.
What? I don't think that happily married couples never talk. If anything, they probably talk about important stuff a lot more often. What's gotten into you, Sean? Have you gotten sick of being married to me?
Seriously? I told you that I'm working overtime, didn't I? Do you mind not bothering me with stupid questions like that? Just being a pain in the ass.
You really think that it's stupid? I'm trying to talk to you about our relationship.
I'm too busy for that. I'm trying to get work done and you're bothering me about nothing. Just shut up and do the housework. I'll be back later tonight.
Sean, I want to talk about this. It doesn't have to be now. Can we just talk someday when you have time?
Yeah, alright. I'll make some time when I feel like it. Until then, don't bother me with these stupid messages anymore. Got it?
Sean, can you please try and come home early today? You have to be here tonight.
What gives you the right to order me around? I'll come home when I want to, when I'm done with work.
I want to talk to you about something important.
Then go ahead and talk. I'm not gonna rush home only to find that you want to waste my time with something stupid again. There's no point in trying to act all mysterious about it. I'm not interested in anything you have to say, so let's just get it over and done with.
I want to talk to you about it in person.
For Christ's sake, just talk, Ariana. I'm busy working.
Aren't you on your lunch break right now?
Just because it's turned 12 doesn't mean that I've got the time to go have lunch on time. I've got stuff to do.
Yeah, but you never reply to me when you're really busy, so I thought that you must be on break.
Yeah, alright. I'll listen to what you have to say. What do you want?
You're not even going to give me the chance to talk to you properly? Why do you have to be so uncooperative?
Just get on with it. What do you want to talk about?
Fine. I wanted to talk about your affair. Are you happy now?
Affair? Are you an idiot? Do you really think that I have the time to be cheating on you? Where the hell did that come from?
But you are.
I told you I'm not. What's wrong with you? Why do you think I'm working my ass off at work? I'm making money for both of us to pay for our rent and bills and groceries. I'm shocked that you can accuse me of having an affair.
But you haven't been working for my sake at all. At least, you haven't been for the past few months. You've been paying for the rent and the bills, but I've been paying for everything else on my own. The insurance, our car loans. I'm the one that's paying for the food we eat.
Shouldn't you be a little bit more grateful that I'm providing you with shelter? I've barely been at home because I'm busy with work. But you cut corners on the housework, even though you're at home the entire day? What makes you think that I should pay for anything more? Do you really want me to collapse from fatigue?
You don't have to work that much if you're only paying for the rent and bills. I'm not cutting corners on anything. You're the one that always says that you don't need dinner. I'm getting all of the laundry and cleaning all by myself in between work. I'm the one that's always taking your suits to the dry cleaners because you leave them thrown out on the floor. You can't say that I'm not doing anything. You just don't notice all the little things I do.
Why are you bragging about taking my suits to the dry cleaners? That's your job. It's only natural that you clean them up for me. You get to do whatever you like because I'm working this hard, and yet you're doubting me? I can't believe what I'm hearing.
It's not just doubt. I have my reasons. Someone mentioned that they saw you walking with another woman. After that, I checked your bank statements, and it showed frequent transactions at the same convenience store. It's nowhere near your office, and it's definitely not in our neighborhood. What were you doing there? You've even made a transaction at a restaurant on Valentine's Day, when you said you couldn't go out with me for dinner, but you were asked to finish up some documents that night. You lied to me and went out to dinner with someone else. Are you trying to deny that you're having an affair?
You're such a creep. What are you doing looking at my statements?
Excuse me? You're the one that went ahead and used our joint account on your dates with some other woman. I have every right to check what you've been using our money on.
And because it's a joint account, I have a right to spend that money however I like, including going out for dinner with colleagues. There are women in the office I work at. Why should I be guilty of having an affair if I just happen to talk to the station with a female colleague? You don't have any condemning evidence of me having an affair, so don't assume that I'm cheating.
I don't need evidence to think that you're having an affair. I can tell. From the way you've been acting over the past 6 months, you've barely been home. You won't talk to me. You're nothing like the man I married. That's why I wasn't really surprised when I heard that someone had seen you with a woman.
Oh, really? You're free to think whatever you like.
You're not going to admit that you're having an affair?
Why should I admit to something I never did? I'm not having an affair, and that's that.
Then why are you never at home? Why are you always so late? And why won't you talk to me?
Because you're being such a pain in the ass. Who would want to talk to you when you're always complaining that I'm never home and that you want to talk? I can't be bothered to deal with you. Before accusing of cheating, why don't you reflect on your own actions and think about why I might want to come home? God, stop playing the victim card.
Sean, we're married. We've got to devote some time to talking to each other. If we keep on going like this at this rate, there's going to be no point in us being married. We're living completely separate lives.
There's a simple solution to that. Why don't we get a divorce?
What?
You're dissatisfied with the life you have of me right now, don't you? And the only way to fix that is to get divorced. Then, I won't have to deal with your constant complaining.
I never said that I wanted a divorce.
Then you're fine with the way things are? Great, we're done with this conversation.
Wait, that's not what I meant either. I just think that there's a lot we can do before jumping to divorce. Can we please just talk once about this?
I don't have anything to say. I'm not interested in listening to what you have to say. We're done. I wasted half of my lunchtime because of you. Thanks a lot. Don't message me anymore. I'm warning you. Even if you do, I'm just gonna ignore you. Ariana, I'm gonna be home early tonight, so can you prepare some divorce papers? I'll sign them as soon as I get home.
What?
I was having an affair.
But you denied it when I questioned you about it last week. Why are you admitting to it all of a sudden?
Because I've got to hurry up and get divorced and get remarried. My girlfriend's pregnant with my kid, so I want a divorce. She's younger than me, so she doesn't have enough money saved to raise it on her own.
All right. I'm not bothered to try and piece our relationship back together anymore, so I'll divorce you. I'm just speechless that you ended up being so selfish until the very end. You can't even apologize for betraying me?
I've admitted to the affair, haven't I? I'm even willing to pay you compensation. What else do you expect from me? You're not going to keep on complaining, are you? Because I'm sick of hearing you talk. Our marriage was over a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I have no complaints. But now that we're going to go back to being strangers, I should warn you that I'm not going to help you out at home anymore. You're stuck doing everything by yourself. Don't come crying to me to help take care of Dad. You'll just have to work something out.
Huh? What are you talking about? Why should I take care of your dad? Deal with him yourself. Why should I have to take care of him?
What? What are you talking about? I'm not talking about my dad. I'm talking about yours. He's the one I've been taking care of this entire time.
You what? My dad? But...
Yeah, your dad, Sean. He had surgery after he hurt his back, remember? He's needed support ever since.
What? But I thought that he had surgery to make him better.
Just how clueless are you? The surgery dealt with the pain, but that doesn't mean he'll recover overnight. You've barely listened to anything I've said to you over the past few months, have you?
Yeah, but you were talking about your dad needing care too. How was I supposed to know who you were talking about?
But I told you that both my mom and dad moved into an apartment that has round-the-clock support.
What? You never said that.
I mentioned it, but you said to do whatever I wanted because it had nothing to do with you. That you didn't care about how I dealt with my parents' care.
What? Then you've been taking care of my dad ever since?
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't even care to remember what we decided for your dad. That's why I asked you to come with me and talk to him about going into a care home for the elderly. I thought that he would listen a little more if he heard it from family.
What? But I thought that you were talking about your dad. I would have agreed if I knew that you were talking about mine.
Well, that's mostly your fault for not listening to me, isn't it? Anyway, I'm done taking care of him. Give him my love when you go and see him. The town hall shuts at 5, so I'm going to go and collect the divorce papers before it's too late.
Ariana, wait! Before you do that.
What?
Well, what should I do about my dad? Aren't you going to help me out?
I don't know. You'll have to figure that out alone.
But you've been visiting him every day, right? It's gonna be really tough on me if you stop checking up on him so suddenly. He'll have a hard time too.
Then why don't you go and see him?
What? But I'm busy with work.
Then you'll have to ask your new wife to go and take care of him.
She's pregnant. Do you really think that she can handle that much stress? I can't ask her to go and take care of Dad. Even if I did ask her, she'll probably refuse.
Oh, is that so?
He's pretty fond of you, so he'll probably be pretty upset that you're gone. You've been going to see him up until now. Why can't you just keep on going to visit? That would make us really happy. Come on, please.
But we're going to be strangers. It's none of my business to take care of him anymore. Just hurry up and come back home so that we can get the divorce papers signed. I want to take them back to town hall as soon as we're done so that they can get processed before the weekend. Otherwise, we'll have to wait until Monday.
Ariana, wait! Please, can you just wait for a second? I don't want to get divorced after all. Hey! Ariana! Are you listening? Answer my messages! Ariana, I'm begging you. Can you please just go and check up on my dad? Just for an hour or so. That's all I ask.
No, I'm not going. And when are you going to sign the divorce papers? I don't know how many times I've told you that I'm not going to start over with you. You refused to sign them last week and asked me to wait just a little longer. But I'm already tired of waiting, Sean.
I want to talk, Ariana. Please. Can we just meet up in a cafe somewhere and talk properly?
Oh, so now you're willing to sit down and discuss our marriage. After refusing to talk every time I brought it up? I think it's a little too late for that. I'm not interested in wasting my time on you.
I'm sorry.
Apologizing isn't going to change anything. If you're not going to sign the divorce papers, then I'll just have to talk to my lawyer and take you to civil court, and I'll aim for a default divorce. If that happens, we'll both have to appear in court. And even if you don't appear, I'll get my divorce. Are you okay with that? You're just going to make yourself busier and prolong things.
Can't you just help me out? Just for a short period of time? Please?
Why?
I've literally got no time. I've got a massive workload. I have to go and visit Dad and my girlfriend's pregnant. It's too much for me. Dad's a really picky eater and he won't eat anything that's ready-made. So I can't just go and buy him something from the convenience store. I've got to cook dinner from scratch. And I think he's starting to suffer from dementia. He started throwing things at me. I don't think he recognizes me anymore, Ariana.
He was throwing things at me, but you never wanted to help me. He's always been a short-tempered person. He would slam doors and turn tables over whenever he was upset about something, even before his surgery. After having his back surgery, he couldn't move the way he wanted to, so he started throwing things.
Either way, I need your help. I spoke to my girlfriend about taking care of my dad and she started crying and screaming that she didn't want to take care of him. She won't listen to anything I say. I really don't know what to do.
So that's why you've come crying to me to help you? You've got some nerve, Sean. I was working and taking care of your violent dad every single day. I don't think you heard me complaining the way you are now, and yet you're asking for my help after just a few days?
Yeah, but you're always working from home.
What difference does that make? Even if I was working at home, I was still earning enough to pay off our loans and pay for our daily necessities. I was making just as much as you make in a month, so you have no right to act as though you're better than me just because you're working in an office.
Alright, then I'll pay you for every day you go visit him. What about that? You can't say no to an offer like that.
What? You're kidding, right? You can't be serious. You're the one that said you wanted to get a divorce. Do you mind not bothering me with stupid messages about needing help with taking care of your dad? You're just wasting my time. If you think that it's too difficult for you to take care of him alone, then why don't you just put him in a home? You were the one that told me not to spoil him and that he wouldn't be able to fight back, even if you forced him into a home.
I'm asking you for help because he won't listen to me. It's not that easy.
Why did you bother asking for his permission? You told me to just call a home up and have them pick him up.
He's my dad. I can't just treat him like that.
So you were okay with throwing him into a home when you thought that it was my dad that we were talking about. But now that you know it's your own dad, he gets special treatment? That's rich, Sean. I shouldn't have expected anything more from you.
You're right. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry that I left you to deal with him on your own. I'm begging you, can you help me just for a short while?
Seriously? I can't believe you can say that after all the times I asked for your help and asked if we could talk.
I'm sorry. I really am sorry.
I'll say this as many times as I have to, but no matter how much you apologize, it's not going to make a difference. You lied to me about being busy at work and used that as an excuse to force me to do all the housework and caretaking, and all the while you were just cheating on me. You would tell me that I shouldn't bother you for stupid reasons whenever I messaged you. You don't understand how hurt I was by your actions and words, do you?
I only said that because I thought you didn't love me anymore.
If I didn't love you anymore, I wouldn't have been working as hard to take care of your dad the way I did. I would have just put him in a care home myself.
Yeah, that's true. I think that I was being a real asshole too.
I bet you didn't even really mean that.
No, I do. I really do regret my behavior. Just thinking about how I treated you over these past few months makes me want to hit myself.
If you really did regret your actions, you wouldn't be asking me to take care of your dad right now. You sign the divorce papers and leave me in peace.
What? But I don't have anyone else to rely on.
It's not that you don't have to rely on anyone. You're just not bothered to deal with the problem yourself, and you don't have anyone else you can push the issue onto either. But unfortunately for you, I'm not willing to be a doormat anymore. And that's why I agreed to the divorce. Don't ever bother me again. You don't have any right to ask me to come back temporarily, just because you want to ease the load off your shoulders. Bear it yourself, Sean.
Please, Ariana. I really do need your help. At this rate, I really will collapse from overwork. Please, can't you help me just for a little while?
So what if you collapse? Our marriage is over. What happens to you has nothing to do with me. Don't expect me to help you when you wouldn't help me when I was in need. Besides, you've got a young girlfriend by your side. Why don't you ask her to support you? I wish you all the best, Sean. I hope you're happy with your new wife and your old senile dad. After that, I called my lawyer and made preparations to take Sean to court when he got in contact with me and let me know that he had finally signed the divorce papers. It would have taken much longer before they could get married if we had to settle things in court, so his girlfriend probably told him to hurry up and agree to my conditions. I was able to receive a fair amount from our joint account, and plenty in compensation from both my husband and his mistress. It seems that Sean paid for his mistress's part of the compensation too, so he lost most of his savings in a matter of weeks. Thanks to their lack of funds, it seems that they could no longer afford to put Sean's dad into a care home. In the end, they had no choice but to move in with Sean's dad and take care of him together. However, it seems that his girlfriend couldn't handle living with his dad because of his temper tantrums, and their engagement ended up being canceled pretty quickly. Ever since, Sean has been taking care of his dad alone and has been paying child support to his ex-girlfriend. I don't know how long he plans to take care of his dad, but I think he should suffer for as long as possible. I hope that he gets the thorough taste of what I had to go through. And as for me, I had been preparing to get divorced for a while, so I moved into the apartment I had found after getting the divorce papers ready. I even changed jobs and started working at a company that a friend of mine introduced me to. Since I become single for the first time in a while, I've continued the work I do from home, but kept it to a minimum so that I don't push myself too far, and I've been saving the money I make from it for my retirement. The 6 months until we finally got divorced were mentally draining, and there were a lot of nights that I spent crying to myself because I was so anxious and so hurt. But now we're divorced, I can say that I'm really glad that it's over, and that I didn't want to wait any longer to get divorced. From now on, I plan on living the way I want to, without anyone constraining me, and hope that I can make the most of my free time to enjoy my hobbies. And I plan on making a lot of fun memories from now on, so that one day I'll be able to look back at my time with Sean and laugh it all off as a bad dream.